Time for Mr. Truck, reviewing the latest innovations for your truck and trailer.
Okay, I got you. Mr. Truck here with Mad Ramps. It's my new toy. I'm reviewing this. This is awesome. They sent this to me. It's a great system. I went on terrible roads today. We went off-roading with it. Went some terrible rocks, big dips, and it did really well. Now, and that was with that red Honda Rancher 420. It weighs about 600-700 pounds. So that's what you got to do. You got to make sure you don't go over your tongue weight. So with this side-by-side Honda Pioneer 500, it weighs 1,200 pounds. And it said in the manual, I read the manual, if you're over 1,000 pounds, you got to load it backwards. So that's what we did. But it's too long. It actually is touching the toolbox. I'm just 2 inches away from the tailgate, which is where I wanted to be. So to get this last 2 inches, I'd have to take the box out. So that's how it'll be. Next time we're going to put this on a truck that say a 6.5 foot bed. This is that short bed, the 5.5 foot bed. And also, you have a formula so you don't go over your payload, you don't go over your tongue weight. So you take the weight of the Mad Ramps, which is 151 pounds. You add that to the weight of your SUV, your ATV, your side-by-side, and this one weighs 1,200. So now it's 1,351 pounds. Now you take that times 2/3, which is basically 0.67. And 2/3 means that 2/3 is on the ramp. You don't want to put too much tongue weight on. This actually has a max tongue weight of 1,280 pounds. Max towing weight is 12,800. 10% of that is 1,280 pounds. And these ramps are rated at 1,400 pounds. So we've got a ways to go there, but I don't want to overload the truck. And we pulled that red Rancher all over really rough roads. You'll see that in the video. So now we got this loaded, and so that formula at my total weight with ramps in the side-by-side is 1,351 pounds. Times 2/3, that's 905 and 17, 905 pounds. So that's how much tongue weight we're putting on this. And my maximum tongue weight on this truck is 1,280, so we're way under the 1,280. So that's about right. So for this long of a rig, I got to take the toolbox out. But this is so cool. You can see the truck is not squatting that much. We're going uphill, so it looks a little bad, but there's a lot of room above that rear tire, and that's what matters. And then, it levels up pretty well. But now we're going to unload it. And the next truck I'll bring out here will have a 6.5 foot bed, and that'll be an easy one for this side-by-side. Or if I took the toolbox out, it'd be fine. So I might do that, but we are going to do some more videos about the new Mad Ramps. But they are so cool. I mean, you think about this, all you need is a truck. And you can go off-road and go way up in the hills before you unload. You don't have to worry about a trailer. In a trailer, I have 4 of them, so I'm a trailer guy. And I always get a couple horse trailers, too, from Trans-West. But this rascal, you can go way up in the high country, unload it, and go four-wheeling. And then go back and load it back up. I mean, I went through, they talk about driving through water and all that. I went through some big rocks, big dips, quite a few curvy things, in the rough road of Bunt School up there in the Rocky Mountains, right by the Rocky Mountain National Park. So I like it handled well on the road, but we're going to have another video about this. But think about this. If you don't have to buy a trailer, you don't have to worry about the license and the insurance and brakes and bearings, packing your bearings and all that stuff that goes with it. And you get better fuel mileage. I mean, goodness, I went from 13 in the really rough country. On highways, I was getting 19. Well, that's very good on an empty truck. With trailers, I never get much over 14 miles to the gallon. So you get better fuel mileage with this kind of configuration. So you got all that going for you and less expenses. And this costs about 1/3 of what my lightest trailer is, my smallest little ATV trailer. So this is, if this is all you're doing, this is perfect for you. Or if you really want to go far up into the high country, this is perfect for you. So many things that this works for. And it loads so easy and so fast. It only took 30 minutes to install it, and you can unload it in, 2 minutes. And it locks into place. You strap it down in 3 places. And all of that, and that's what we did. So we drove this all day today with the other ATV in it, and we're going to test to see how this fits. So we're going to do some more videos, but this is so cool. I like this. And this is Mad Ramps. And then it comes apart in 3 pieces. Hopefully you have enough daylight. You can watch me take it apart and put it away. But anyway, so I hope you like this video. It tells you what I know about it. And we followed all the rules. And watch their videos, because madramps.com, I think it is, has great videos on it too. It shows you a little faster, a little smoother, but you know, it's my first time using it. So we're really cautious in make sure we don't drive off the ramps or anything. And they're nice. It's aluminum ramps. It's awesome. So come watch the rest of the review. Well, we got deep in here by Bunt's school. I may put it in low range because we are getting pretty crazy. Got to put it in neutral. But fuel mileage is pretty impressive. We're getting like 17. Shut off advanced track.
4 low?
Yeah, that's where it's at. And then I'm going to pull this out for fun of it to lock it up. And we'll see how that does, because we're coming up pretty steep here. I want to make sure I don't slide into any trees. But yeah, this is really a good workout for this. We're hitting some bumps and jumps like I normally do with our off-road trucks, but I've never done it with this Mad Ramps. There's nothing to unloading up here. We tried to find a little leveler spot, but I think even an unleveler spot you could do it. And here's the part where we tip over. Chuck, do you feel that? Well, that was much easier than I thought it was. Got a camera back there. You can probably see that camera, can't you, Betty?
Yes.
So that way we know what we're doing. We want at least our grandchildren to watch this film if they find our bodies back here somewhere on the side of a mountain. Oh, that's close. Got within an inch of that tree.
Cleared that one on.
Yeah. Did I come through this hole or that hole?
I came through.
I came through that hole. I'm not.
It's all right. You can make it.
Think I can make it? Yeah, this is Bunt School Road. This is one tough road. Even just to get into the trail is an unbelievable amount of bumps and rocks and holes. And that's what we're doing. So you're going to see a lot of cool activity as long as we don't drop a camera. And you see a little bit of movement with that Rancher back there, that 4-wheel ATV, my Honda Rancher, but it's not dramatic. It's just with normal movement you would have on a 2-inch receiver. Not bad at all. And yeah, it's just pretty bad. I've done that with trailers, bringing them back here in all these holes. And that poor trailer, it whips the hell out of it. And you naturally have more drag from a trailer, which hurts your fuel mileage. And yeah, I'm pretty impressed with this and what it can do here. And the rocks, we're getting about 13.9. We were getting 17 something on the highway. And we'll average it out. I bet we'll get back up right at the 17 when we get back on the highway. But you don't get that with a trailer, believe me. With a gas engine, with a diesel engine, you can do pretty well. With a gas engine, you do not get great mileage pulling a trailer. But yes, indeed, I'm impressed. And you know, it's a stable load back there. And you know, you got 2 tires on the ground in the bed of the truck, 2 tires on the ramps. So it's not like you're creating any kind of tricycle effect or anything. But yes, this is a fun drive. One of my favorite climbing places. And there's a place down here that there's an airplane that crashed. There's an engine you can look at. If you can get that high up, it's way up there. And there's some other big holes and ravines that I've rolled in side by side. I just lay them over and turn them back until we get a winch on them and roll them back. But I've only done that twice. One time I had no choice because you get on some of these narrow ravines and there's no place to turn into the roll. You know what I mean? You got to turn into where it's tipping. So in those cases, it's a little more difficult to avoid rolling them over. But that's what they do. They just lay on their sides. You got a roll bar and seat belts, and it's not a big deal. So this is good. We've got a big ATV in here. It's the Rancher 420. But this thing is rated 1,400 pounds, but you got to use the formula of adding 151 pounds to the weight of your vehicle, and then you divide it by basically 2/3, 6.67. So I'm going to show you those numbers on both of these ATVs and give you more of an idea. But you know, this was such an easy install. I like easy installs. You just slide the pieces together, tighten the bolts, plug in the lights, and you're ready to go. And it's like 30 minutes. Came in 2 boxes. I think they've got a winner here, though. But yeah, I'm interested to see how the Pioneer 500 side-by-side, it weighs 1,200 pounds. It's like 50 inches wide. All my ATVs fit between the fender wells of these trucks. that is cool. And it's a good looking set of ramps. Aluminum ramps, man.
This area too, you wouldn't be able to get a trailer up here.
Yeah, it's very difficult. I've done it, but it's not been easy. You have to really pedal on. And, you know, especially a tandem axle. If you got a single axle, it's a little easier climbing. But if you got a tandem, it's not. Oh, geez, I'm in 4 low.
With all this, it looks like you.
Yeah, I have one time when my son-in-law, his truck stalled, his Blazer, I had to bring a 35-foot gooseneck behind the 1-ton dually up here.
Oh, wow.
We were dragging the dovetail on that trailer a few times. That's not something you ever really want to do. We had to get his Blazer out of here, but yeah, normally I take smaller trailers up here. But now with this, there is no trailer. There's no extra tires you got to buy or blow out or break on a rock. None of that stuff. So you eliminate a lot of your costs converted to a trailer. If you're basically going to haul 1 ATV, or maybe in a long bed, maybe haul 2 these ATVs. What I wanted to make about these mad ramps is, you know, you would think you're a little more leveraged because you're sticking out your receiver. Well, that's the leverage that a trailer tongue puts on your truck. And this is not causing a truck to move. It doesn't, you know, lift enough weight off the front to make it swerve around like, you know, an old station wagon would. It actually handles perfect, handles like it should. And we don't have that much weight. It's, you know, less weight than I would normally have on my tongue weight for my trailers. And, you know, there's no whipping of the trailer. You know, trailers, you really a lot of the times have to use a weight distributing hitch and sway control. And you don't do any of that with this. And it's, you know, we're not swaying, we're not moving around. It's nice and level. I've taken pictures of it several times from this side, and we're totally level with the truck. So it does not affect handling. Those are all of the questions I had. I was worried about the lights because, you know, if you're over 4 feet away from the truck, you have to have red flags and the lights and all that. And they put lights on. You just plug them right into your plug-in on the end of your truck, your normal trailer plug-in, and it works very well. And I got a little brake light that sticks out a little further, and then I got the turning signals, brakes, all that. So it sets up really nice. It's very easy to install, very quick to install. But the handling, you know, you don't want to be dangerous when you're out there going to where the real danger is, driving your ATV up on the mountain. So this handles well. I'm not oversteering, understeering. I'm not doing any problems at all with that. And, you know, it's keeping my RPMs down. Of course, I'm in high country. I'm in 6th gear, 2,500 RPMs. And I'm not even using tow haul mode because that, you know, takes a little bit of gas from me. It's great for controlling the trailer, but I don't need to use tow haul mode with this, you know, max ramp. Looks sharp, looks good, easy, quick. I mean, what else could you want out of it? If you're hauling 1, maybe hauling 2 in a long bed, I got to find that out if that's allowable. It's all about weight. You know, if you don't beat your weight capacity, I don't know why not. But a long bed, I think you could haul two ATVs in this. So there's our first run. How's that look?
Yeah, that's probably pretty good.
You see the ramps only slide in so far. They hit that aluminum tab welded to the ramp. And then you have your spring-loaded lock pin. Locks it all in place. We're all on there properly. Fit really well. It's about a 600, maybe 700 pound ATV. We got shock strapped on the front, shock strapped on the rear. Yes, we're in good shape. It's looking good. Truck is level. Yeah, this looks like a good, well done rig. Now, what do we have here? We have our mad ramps. And now I'm going to unload it. We got back here in some really rough country and it hasn't broke apart yet. We're going to check everything and see if there's any cracks in anything because it's really rough road. We're really trying this out. But I think it's strong. I mean, it's solid shaft coming out of the receiver hitch. A 2-inch shaft. So now what you do is you pull those out and you slide the ramps. And then you have to latch them again. That might be too. There we go. Hi-yo, silver away! See how straight I can back up. So you have a little bit of movement so you can line yourself up. I think I'm... I'm going to inspect a few things just to see if we're okay. Because we went over some very rough roads. I'm giving it a hell of a test, let me tell you. No, I don't see any bends. I don't see any cracks. I think they did a good job of building this. And that's about 700 pounds. They have their formula for, you know, your tongue weight. You take the 151 pounds that the ramp weighs, and this comes apart in 3 pieces, so it's not, you know, like you're lifting 151 pounds. You're taking out 3 pieces when you go store it somewhere. But take 151 pounds, add close to 700, and that's 851 pounds, I hope. And you take that times 0.67, because that's what they figure. They figure you get about 2/3 of the weight is on the ramp and 1/3 of it's on the truck, is how I remember it. So that's what you can do, and that formula gets me, you know, way under my tongue weight on this is 1,280 pounds for a 12,800 pound trailer. 10% of that is 1,280. So I can be that high. So my side-by-side will get us closer to 1,000 pounds, but we're going to try that now. So now I'll see if I can load this thing out here in the wilderness. We're up here in Bud School, a lot of rocks, a lot of Jeeps, a lot of ATVs, side-by-sides, and then there's us. That's so cool. It sets in that pocket. You know you're done. But this is only the second time loading it, and you know when you hit the tailgate to stop. That's really good. It's you can do all this with your eyes closed, really. Slide the ramps down. They go under a box. You know, I bought this truck too late in the season to get a 6.5. All that was left was the 5.5s. And a 5.5 is a very short bed, and you can see I have room for my toolbox. I have a lot of room up here. That the ATV normally would take all the room, even with the tailgate down, to get the big ATVs. My short 250 quad, I could get in here with the tailgate closed. But with this system, even these big long side-by-sides, and this is a Pioneer 420, not a Pioneer, it's a 420 Rancher Honda. I got all kinds of room up here. I don't have to keep sliding this heavy toolbox out every time I want to load something in the bed. Because sometimes we're going to be, you know, doing a lot of different things this summer to get caught up for being locked up in our little bunker all summer. So this would be one quick way to take an ATV. But if you get a long bed, or maybe even a 6.5 foot, I got to try that out. If I can get my little 250 quad in front of this and I'll tow them with this, that's possible. But I've got to find out. I know I can on an 8 foot. I may try a 6.5 when I get my son's truck up here. But cool. So now we're going to go home and load up the side-by-side, the big one. Load it backwards because it's over 1,000 pounds. It's about 1,200 pounds. We're going to try it next. So come join us.
Okay.
Up in the high country where the switchbacks are, I was trying to do some tests on this on cornering. It's doing well. My grade shift hasn't engaged because I'm not using the tow haul mode. Let me try tow haul mode, see if we can see a difference. It may start shifting down. We're going down a pretty good grade. The most thing I was concerned about is cornering. You know, there's a dip on corners when you're taking the banked curves, and this is a lot of switchbacks up here, but I don't feel it handling any differently than what it did without any load on it. So one thing tow haul mode does is it helps control your downhill descent, helps control your grade shifting, so your transmission helps slow you down instead of your brakes. So in the mountains, it may not be a bad idea just for normal braking to use the tow haul mode. But we're cruising over 50 miles an hour in these corners. So I'd say handling at this point on this vehicle is unaffected. Yeah, we didn't quite have enough room, about 2 inches away from hitting that tailgate where it needs to be, because up here, you know, I'm touching the toolbox. So we got as far as we go without removing the toolbox. So that's apparently in this 5.5 footer. I'll have to take that off if I'm loading a longer side-by-side. I think all your ATVs will fit on here without taking the toolbox out. But yeah, now we're going to unload this puppy. I'm going to try to get off to the side a little bit and see if you can see. It's actually, we're going uphill, but the truck is fairly level. Not a whole lot of difference in daylight above the spare, the tire in the rear and the tire in the front. So I think this is fine for this weight. Heavy duty. You know, I checked all this when we got to the mountains. Make sure nothing was cracked or anything. This thing is strong. It's got a solid 2-inch shaft that goes in the receiver, and nothing bent, nothing broke, nothing cracked. And we went on some roads that, you know, you need to take an off-road truck on. And this has got the FX4 package on my Ford. So we did fine.
Ready?
Yeah. Easy peasy. Yeah. We're going to take this off in 3 pieces. So there's one. That's pretty light, isn't it, son?
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Cool. There's 2 pieces. We're down to just the main frame. Okay, now here's the main frame.
It's pretty heavy to that side.
Yeah, so get your leverage somewhere in the middle. There you go. And you just carry that away.
Not too far. That's a lot.
Yeah.